Well, Instagram is facing intense backlash over a new map feature that can track the live location of its users.
To discuss, we are joined now by former Facebook Australia's CEO, Stephen Shearer. Good to see you, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
So Meta says this is an opt-in only edition, but a lot of people were reporting that they actually had their location shared without them knowing.
Yeah, it seems to be the case that some things are getting through. There's bugs perhaps in the rollout in the US right now. Some people are saying it's turned on by default.
That's a bit of a concern, isn't it? Absolutely.
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? We've lived in this world now where our privacy has kind of been chipped away at after a long time. And I know in my time at Facebook back in the day, there was a lot of discussion about location as how we use that, how to use that for advertising or for users. But you know, now that location is now becoming more obvious in the application, and in Snapchat, this feature is already featured in Snapchat. So the idea that you can share your location where you are is now becoming the standard. It does sort of chip away at this idea of, you know, you have anonymity in the world of online.
Hey guys, it's me here, Comrade Lavender, and today I'm back with another downfall of the Instagram social media website. But before we get started on the topic at hand, all my YouTube videos related to this topic. Other YouTube videos I've done on other downfalls of other websites, and other YouTube videos will be on the screen right now if you would like to check them out after watching this video. So let's get started into the topic at hand today.
Instagram influencer Kat Torres sentenced for human trafficking.
I want you to die. I hope you listen to this, you understand this. Die. Leave me and my family alone.
Years ago, MySpace and Facebook was the primary social media platform for sharing photo memories through photo albums. These albums, although considered somewhat self-involved at the time, served as a means to document the moments of life. However, as time progressed, Instagram emerged as the preferred platform for such content. Instagram launched in 2010 with a focus on square photos, filters, selfies, and frames, providing a simple and engaging way for users to share their visual experiences. How Meta acquired Instagram. The acquisition by Meta in 2012. Facebook, now Meta, acquired Instagram, providing the resources to further innovate and scale the platform, and the platform experienced explosive growth, reaching 1 billion users by 2018 and continuing to expand rapidly in the subsequent years. Mark Zuckerberg currently holds a majority of the voting power within the company, giving him significant control over its direction and which way Instagram is heading towards and its overall future. Instagram used to be a minimalist space that made photos the central main focus of the website. In 2016, Instagram redesigned its interface with a flat, white background to put even more emphasis on the user's photos and videos. The app's original appeal was its simple yet powerful editing features. Its sophisticated filters and editing tools made it easy for anyone to create visually appealing photos with just a few taps. In 2016, Instagram ended the requirement that all photos be square, allowing users to upload landscape and portrait images. This gave users more creative freedom and led to more visually diverse feeds. Launched in August 2016, Insta Stories was a direct competitor to Snapchat that let users share ephemeral photos and videos. It quickly gained popularity because it gave users a more casual, authentic way to share daily life without having to post a polished picture to their permanent feed. Many artists, celebrities, and social media influencers had already established a major presence on Instagram by 2016. Some influencers who rose to fame on Instagram include: Gordon Ramsay grew his Instagram fame by leveraging his established brand to create consistently engaging and high-quality food content. His success is attributed to a smart marketing strategy that includes reacting to user-generated content, showcasing his culinary expertise, and cross-promoting across his other highly successful social media platforms. His Ramsay Reacts videos, which are especially popular on TikTok and Instagram Reels, show him humorously and brutally critiquing home cooks. His signature blunt humor and expletives create shareable, high-engagement content. Kim Kardashian, a reality TV star who was famous before Instagram, Kim has expertly used the social media platform to grow her influence and build her multi-million-dollar businesses, such as SKIMS. As with her sister Kim, Kylie leveraged her reality TV fame to become a social media powerhouse.
Later. I haven't been reading these comments. Anyone?
Robin?
I'm looking at if anybody I know is in my comments. What are you doing today? We're doing a secret shoot for
A secret project.
Her Instagram presence was instrumental in promoting her cosmetics empire, Kylie Cosmetics. Selena Gomez, the Disney actress and singer, who started her career on Disney, has one of the largest followings on Instagram. She uses it to promote her music, acting, beauty line, Rare Beauty, and advocate for mental health. DJ Pauly D gained fame on Instagram as a direct result of his popularity on the MTV reality series Jersey Shore. The show's massive success provided him with an instant, large-scale platform to build his social media presence, including his Instagram following. While he was a DJ before Jersey Shore, the show allowed him to expose his passion to a global audience. He consistently posts clips and photos of his DJing gigs, from Las Vegas residencies to festival appearances, which appeals to both reality TV fans and music lovers. Jayline Ojda gained fame on Instagram by posting modeling photos, short videos, and travel lifestyle content that emphasized her beauty and BBL figure.
I don't know if you guys can see me good. Let me know if I have good connection or not. I just got to my room. I'm in LA and I go back home tomorrow. I was at dinner right now with my friends and I don't know, I'm not sleepy, so.
Which resonated with a large audience. She also leveraged other platforms like TikTok and YouTube to broaden her reach, eventually expanding into entrepreneurship with her own fashion and beauty lines, including Snatched by Jayline and Hair Growth by Jayline. Jayline Ojda has openly embraced her Mexican heritage and the Spanish language on Instagram, featuring it prominently in her content as she rose to fame. The Mexican-American model uses Spanish to connect with her roots, communicate with family, and engage her audience. Problematic influencers got popular on Instagram, such as Britannia Razavi, who is a social media influencer who got famous from VH1's Rock of Love bus.
Every time I go live, you guys, I always say that I'll do a little Q&A, so if you guys want to ask me anything, I will be answering anything right now while I am live. So let me read your guys' comments. Can you do the kiss on the camera? Yeah, I always kiss you guys.
With Bret Michaels' reality TV show, she originally got popular on MySpace, which is where the modern concept of the influencer first took hold. Britannia used the platform to build a personal brand. She leveraged her reality TV fame, distinctive chola heavily tattooed baddie look with red hair, to gain a massive online following. Her presence on Instagram allowed her to publicize her modeling magazine and modeling work as a whole and other ventures. In 2009 alone, when she was still on MySpace, she was featured as a cover model in several magazines over an 8-month span. She was always promoting waist trainers and energy drinks on IG, as well as she became the co-owner of the worldwide company 187 Inc. Meowgang, which has launched products like t-shirts. An opportunity that was surely boosted by her online following before her first Instagram page, Britannia 187, was suspended. She had 17 million followers that she boasted about on the botched TV show, as well as in all her Instagram stories. Britannia on Instagram is seen as a highly problematic influencer on the platform. Her signature look, red hair, featuring a lot of tattoos including face tats, her BBL she achieved with plastic surgery, and dimple piercings she had at the time of creating a Instagram, became a key part of her brand identity that stood out on social media. There has been a growing discussion and debate surrounding the social concept of pretty privilege. To put it simply, it is easier to grow a platform, make money online, become an influencer, if you are considered to be conventionally attractive. Or better yet, fit within westernized Eurocentric beauty standards. The main frustration seems to come in when it begins to feel as though individuals aren't being recognized for their talent, insight, or ideas. For example, there can be a beautiful, highly problematic celebrity or influencer who gains millions of views, along with gaining a massive following on social media, and seemingly always get away with various scandals. While on the other hand, there are many more of individuals who are considered to be more average-looking creators who are unproblematic, that remain at the bottom. It is our moral responsibility as humans to contribute to a culture of accountability by not giving people free passes. The bad behavior celebrities and influencers engage in can vary from understandable human error to unacceptable high problematic misdeeds.
And someone came up to me in the cast, they were like, hey, you want to do a show? I was like, oh, sounds cool. You know, they're like, free booze, like free this. I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it. And I ended up doing a show and my life changed drastically.
And the first show was Flavor of Love?
Rock of Love.
Rock of Love.
Yeah.
So tons of opportunities from there?
Yeah, I was the most booked person. Back then there was no Instagram, you know, so people paid all day. I was booked like 5 days a week minimum. Super important for me to get the right picture and stay relevant because I have all these eyes on me. You feel a ton of pressure. I don't want to let all my followers down. Right now my career is on the rise. I have 16 million followers on Instagram and growing daily, but I haven't hit the peak. I have to show you. So, you guys, this is put in like remembering. It's like memorial. It means that you cannot access your page. It means that someone made a fake report saying that I had passed away or just got fixed. But the point is, you guys, I swear to you, I have taken more losses than anybody in Instagram history. I lost so many accounts, starting with my 17.6 million follower page. Hi guys, so my friends over at Vigor Labs just released their limited edition supply of Ball Refill and Chainsaw Gold.
She made a post on social media bragging about being a self-made millionaire. She wrote a book called Millionaire Talk. This was a quote she said on her own Facebook account, her verified one. Everything I have, I own. I never got a loan, saved up, and always lived within my lifestyle budget and saved up for bigger and better goals. Because everything I got was from persistence, patience, and hard work. I appreciate everything because I remember having nothing. I never take any of my success for granted because I understand it can be all taken away. For that, I stay hungry and humble with a passion to always strive to be the best. I'm passionate because I believe you should give it your all, and if you fail, you know you give it your heart and your soul. You have no regrets when you do your best. I came from nothing. I lived with my dad until he went to prison. I was on my own at 15 and homeless with a son. At one point in life, I was homeless. So I've lived and seen it all. The struggle made me stronger. When everything thought would fail, I made sure that one day they'd see me prevail and succeed in goals. I wrote this book. It's a self-help guide, the same steps I followed into becoming the multi-millionaire I am today. I hope that it can do the same for you. Most importantly, I want you all to know that we are no different. I am no better than you. My success was originally fueled by anger and revenge. Every time a hater speaks my name, I make sure to double my net worth. Sometimes you just have to find what lights your fire. This book will help you find that. People think she's one of the people that gets away with pretty privilege because she's done highly problematic things throughout her whole social media career history, from the time she went on to Rock of Love, the reality TV show, to up until 2025, right now. She's been called out on Twitter for allegedly being an Instagram scammer. She's gotten backlash for doing sexual things in public places, like taking a towel off a Target shelf and brushing it on her private parts, doing naughty things in the Walmart changing room, and doing sexual things in public where she could be caught at, such as doing sexual activities in the Starbucks drive-thru line, in the Target store, or in the Target parking lot. She's been called out on doing sexual stuff in public multiple times. She was using COVID-19 masks as a bikini on her Instagram photo op. She's gotten backlash from taking sexual Instagram pictures in her son's room with their video games. She's gotten backlash for wearing an indigenous headdress when she's not native at all. She's gotten backlash for photoshopping her OnlyFans girls' faces to make them look underage, and like a child. She's been called out by another problematic reality TV star that I'm going to be talking about as well in this video, Winter Blanco, who called out Instagram for their hypocrisy for letting her get away with breaking Instagram's terms of service. People think her pretty privilege has let her get away with breaking the terms of service on Instagram. Britannia has a number of photos on her new Instagram that show her nipples completely see-through sheer clothing, as well as her hairy kitty cat. I'm talking, you can see what color the gem is on her nipple piercings is the next level of sheer. Some of the photos have over 1 million likes. Other influencers, such as Winter Blanco and others, are angry with Instagram for its hypocrisy and unequal treatment and unequal enforcement of its own community guidelines. They have photos removed, and other people, such as Britannia, seem to get away with whatever they want to post. But recently, she got severe backlash because fans of the reality TV show, as well as former castmates on Rock of Love, and as well as other people, think she's pimping out OnlyFans girls that are much younger than her. I also want to talk about Britannia from VH1's Rock of Love Season 3 bus.
She still keep in contact with some of the girls. Nope, I don't keep in contact with none of them. The crazy thing is that, okay, so what you gotta remember, so when I filmed Rock of Love, this was 10 years ago, right? I'm a totally normal bitch. Like, I don't know shit about the world. I was like super, I don't know, like I wasn't, like, I never even ate sushi in my life. I never traveled. I didn't know anything. Like, I was really, like, sheltered, I guess. Not sheltered because I'm a G, you know? But I was, like, how do you explain it? Like, I didn't know much. Like, I didn't know much. Anyways, so I go on the show, and I didn't try out for it. I didn't plan on it. Something that fell in my lap, and I was like, fuck it. Like, yeah, I'll do it, you know? And while I was on the show, I'm still my normal self in my head, and there was someone on there that, like, I was like, you know, you're gonna stand out, you're so cool, like, I loved her, she was so fucking cool on the show, and she ended up hating me, and it sucks, because she ended up hating on me, that made her hate me, and I don't know why. Oh, I think she got offended because I said I was the only girl that made it out of Rock of Love, but, like, again, me being blunt comes off wrong, but I ain't lying. I wasn't lying. It's the truth. You know what I mean? Like, I am the only one from 3 seasons, 22 girls each season that you know. You don't know anyone else from Rock of Love. And the reason why is because I'm the only one that made it out of Rock of Love. Like, if you take offense to that, like, sorry, but I'm just saying the fact. So anyways, I don't talk to any of them. I was really only friends with one of them, which is the one I'm talking about right now, that just ended up hating on me because I was telling the truth. So no, the answer is no, I don't talk to no girls from Rock of Love.
She has been in the headlines recently in November 2024 on the website routers.com for her alleged problematic actions and behavior involving the porn industry on the website known as OnlyFans. Some more true crime cases involving OnlyFans and OnlyFans models and OnlyFans porn stars is there allegations of women on the platform OnlyFans allegedly exploiting other women and scamming. A OnlyFans porn star model, Britannia Rossi, has been accused of scamming and exploiting young women for financial gain.
Look at my daughter. She's everything. All that. And a bag of every type of chip. And she's free. Lexi's fresh out of jail. My girl Lexi is making a video right now. Kaylee is shaving. And Gigi's twerking all around the house. And I'm being a good friend, supplying the whole gallon of, what is this, crown oil. What I do, I help people be the best them. And I capitalize on how great they could be. And that's what I do. A pimp, like, bro, pimp? I'm never that. Never that. Don't say that.
If you don't know who Britannia is, she was a castmate on the Rock of Love 3 bus with Bret Michaels and went on to other reality TV such as Charm School.
From Charm School. It feels like to know that my chance at winning $100,000 isn't there no more, but I'm a hustler. I'll get it someday.
She got shaded by her former castmate Ashley, who was on Rock Love 3 bus with her and Trump School, from these allegations of exploiting really young women. Britannia has claimed that she treats all the women that do OnlyFans that have lived at her house properties like her own family, but that just sounds like a manipulation tactic like workplace grooming. She used to work with women such as Lauren Lovenue, who goes by Cherry Colvin now, and Baby A. Foreign, who don't work with her anymore. Allegedly, Britannia Ravazzi takes a 50% management commission from her OnlyFans models. Cherry Colvin had a lawsuit going against her, alleging in the suit, followed by attorneys on the behalf of the group of OnlyFans models, alleges that Britannia violated an agreement to take 50% management commission from the plaintiff's earnings and instead placed all earnings into the defendant's own bank accounts. The complaint further alleges that after Britannia's management was terminated, she sought to sabotage the OnlyFans models by refusing to turn over passwords for the plaintiff's OnlyFans and Instagram accounts, removing content from their pages, and filing false takedown notices and copyright takedown notices. And if this wasn't bad enough, the current girls she's working with right now have her name tattooed on them, which I find extremely problematic for many reasons, because I'm pretty sure Britannia doesn't have their name tatted on her. And let me remind you that this woman, Britannia, is almost 40, and the girls she works with, are barely older than 18, honestly. The article's headlined, Enslaved on OnlyFans. Women describe lives of isolation, torment, and sexual servitude.
And like and comment. Make sure you go follow my girl, Lauren, because Lauren is, she's fire. If you love me, you'll love her too, because she's my bestie. You gotta go follow her.
In some U.S. cases, the trafficking went beyond the domestic exploitation of a single partner and involved more complex operations with more than one victim. According to allegations in court records, a filing in August in a federal sex trafficking lawsuit alleged that Britannia, a 39-year-old former reality TV personality turned porn star, manipulated and coerced financially desperate women into making porn for OnlyFans, and then she stole most of the profits. Phoenix International, OnlyFans' British parent company, is also named as a defendant in the suit and accused of having a business partnership with Ravazzi that facilitated her exploitation of the two women. One of the women was a Las Vegas showgirl when the pandemic struck in 2020 and made her jobless. According to the suit, the other was an immigrant who had been kicked out of her adopted home as a teenager. Britannia groomed both of them, allegedly finding them places to stay and houses to rent, and making extravagant promises of fast cash and ultimately wealth and fame if they could create OnlyFans accounts and content under her management, said the suit. One of the women looked to Britannia as a mother figure. The suit makes a number of allegations about Britannia. She used women's IDs and social security numbers to set up OnlyFans accounts that only she could access. She then piled them up with alcohol to get them drunk to perform these acts on camera, sometimes with others. When they resisted, Britannia told them, "I'll just talk to you again when you're drunk." Allegedly, the suit also alleges that one of the women was raped while intoxicated, and the video was posted online. Routers couldn't confirm whether or where the video appeared. The woman's OnlyFans account generated more than $1.3 million in revenue, of which OnlyFans took its customary 20% cut, said the suit. The rest was funneled into bank accounts controlled by Britannia, who paid the woman about 10% of their total share and not the 50% she had promised them. The suit said, contacted by Reuters, Britannia's lawyer categorically denied the allegations and declined to comment any further.
Other influencers what get away with colorism and pretty privilege are Dream Doll and Winter Blanco. Both used Instagram to build on their fame from reality television.
If you guys are not subscribed to the Patreon, go subscribe to the Patreon, y'all. The link is in my bio. You'll be getting exclusive vlogs. And we have a lot of footage to upload because y'all know we've been traveling a lot, so we're finally ready to upload everything. So
after being featured on Bad Girls Club on the Oxygen TV network, season 16, they gained fame on Instagram by consistently posting and promoting visual content and strategically collaborating with other brands and personalities, and using the platform to grow their rap music careers and YouTube channels. Winter Blanco, she co-hosts the podcast Behind the Likes, which she heavily promotes on Instagram to drive listenership. The podcast's branding and tour dates are consistently shared on her profile. For them, Instagram is an extension of their public personas, converting reality TV recognition into a loyal, engaged social media fanbase. They are both seen as highly problematic as well, because people overlook their bullying and overlook the fact that Dreamdoll has been accused by her former castmate on BGC of sexual assaulting her.
Why you want to be treated like that? Like, why are you here to hop around the house and make everybody feel bad for you? I don't feel bad.
I don't want to clarify something, but at the same time, I don't. Went home. Dream did things to me in the fight that Winter didn't do. That they legally cannot show on TV. Dream Doll also sexually assaulted me.
Let me say, weren't you the girl that bullied Kaylee on BGC? Yes.
I'm not going on no ATL baddies. I got my own motherfucking show. Y'all got me fucked up thinking I'm going on ATL baddies. I got my own show with Zeus. Okay, let me shut the fuck up. Bye.
I have never seen a crazier display of pretty privilege until I saw the love that Winter Blanco and Dreamdoll got after their season of Bad Girls Club. First of all, let's start off, are you guys fucking insane for loving them? They were disgusting bullies. Like, it was to the point where it was like, okay, this is beyond the show, baby. You're not just doing this for the show. You're actually a disgusting person. And the only reason to chop it up why anyone would like those girls after the show is because, ding, 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 they're pretty. They're aesthetic vibes. They give very hood bougie. And you guys want to emulate that, so guess what? You guys are going to worship them at their feet. So let's test this theory. Does anybody love Valentina from season 10 so much? No. Although being very identical in action towards Winter and Dreamdoll, you guys are not falling at your feet for Valentina. You know why? Because she does not fit your standard of beauty. Despite all of these women being exactly the same in act, you guys love Winter Blanco and Dreamdoll way more than you love Alicia or Valentina.
So what is it about the Bad Girls Club that you, because I feel like that's a thing where you don't like you said, I don't like people to know that I'm from there. I don't like.
Well, I mean, it's trashy as hell. Like, I mean, let's just start there. It's disgusting. I mean, who I was when I was freaking 22 years old is a completely different person. Also, when I went on that show, it was edited terribly, and it made me seem like this person who I'm not. And still to this day, I have people that, you know, will call me a bully and
Judge you off of
think
that.
I'm this like terrible negative person. And I'm like, that's just literally just, it's not who I am. It's so far from the truth.
Just how most things come in and out of popularity. Instagram has found itself on the way out, as in popularity among Generation Alpha and teens now that TikTok are reigning supreme. This shift is attributed to Instagram's changes over the years, including the introduction of in-feed shopping, algorithmic feeds, and the emphasis on sponsored content, which has led to a departure from its original purpose of sharing personal photos with friends. Instagram has lost its identity. Instagram started as a simple photo sharing platform, but has become an identity crisis by incorporating features like Reels and shopping, attempting to compete with TikTok and YouTube, losing its original purpose. People want pictures, not a TikTok wannabe. When you can just go on TikTok, don't compete where you don't compare. Users who have Instagram accounts have reported that they never see their friends' content or who they follow anymore, that they just get a bunch of ads at the top of the feed. Nowadays, algorithm changes and organic reach decline. The algorithm now prioritizes videos, reels, and suggested posts, burying original photo content and making it difficult for users to see posts from friends and family, leading to frustration and a sense of the unalived of organic reach. Instagram's algorithm has evolved significantly, moving away from simply showing all recent posts under a hashtag toward displaying only top posts, making it harder for smaller accounts to be discovered, according to Medium. Because of the lack of likes and engagement on Instagram, nowadays the popularity of apps like TikTok and YouTube, which offer different experiences, short-form video has pulled users away from Instagram. Gen Z users, the core demographic for many new social media platforms, have largely moved on from Instagram, finding it less interesting, boring, and oversaturated, and the lack of ability to grow on the social media platform compared to newer options. Social media users were also fed up with once again other influencers, with millions of followers getting away with breaking terms of service community guidelines, and alleged Instagram scamming examples of this illegally are Louisak Havansky and Britannia. Britannia and her post pictures that would get any other Instagram user their pictures removed or their accounts suspended, and also Britannia in the past was alleged to have been an Instagram scam.
But don't be deceived by the apparent tolerance of Western ways.
Muslim traditions mixed with capitalism on steroids, like child camel jockeys and overcrowded, inhumane labor camps like this one.
Sex outside marriage, holding hands, even kissing someone on the cheek can be enough to have you arrested.
Most people know Dubai for its massive skyscrapers and luxurious, bougie, vacation capitalistic lifestyles. Dubai, the jewel of the Arab world, the UAE is one of the 10 richest countries in the world with a GDP of more than $430 billion a year. You see a lot of Instagram influencers and other Instagram influencers. One such example is Jaylan Ojeda go there for their luxury vacation trips. And a known and notorious liar and anti-DPRK, anti-North Korea hypocrite fraud, Yeonmi Park. She has visited there on her slave tour, even though she's the one who claims, that she doesn't support slavery and all this. But the truth about the matter is Dubai is built on imported slave labor, something she claims to be against. She sold out North Korea, aka the DPRK, so she can live a rich, bougie, pro-capitalism lifestyle aesthetic. For months, the BBC, Ben Addison hung out around the glittering, insane towers springing up in Dubai, trying to infiltrate the community of workers who are putting them up. What he found when he finally got there was that the jewel of the Arab world is almost entirely built off the backs of imported slave labor. Dubai is one of the most well-known centers of modern-day capitalism, slavery, and human trafficking. Beneath the glittering facade of bougie, rich, luxury capitalism lifestyle paradise aesthetic, in the desert lurks a cruel and lethal system of recruitment, transportation, transfer, kidnapping, and defrauding of human beings, mostly women, by the means of threat of force, or the actual use of force, as well as other types of coercion and intimidation. The purpose of the system is exploitation for the purpose of prostitution, other types of sexual exploitation, forced labor or employment, and conditions of slavery. When it comes to exploitation of work labor, the workers who are largely from Southeast Asia are paid well below prices charged in the city's expensive boutiques and glamorous hotels. The migrant workers are not only at greater risk of exploitation, but are often housed in filthy housing and conditions with little downtime. In short, they are the hidden slaves of this rich city. According to the Human Rights Watch, foreigners make up 88.5% of the United Arab Emirates citizens, with low-paid migrant workers being subjected to abuses about to forced labor. While exact figures are not known and are unknown, it is estimated that there are at least 3 million of those workers in the UAE alone. Domestic workers are particularly vulnerable to abuse, and so are maids, because they don't have the minimal protection afforded by the UAE labor law. The human rights group said that Kafia sponsorship system tied migrants to their employers, acted as their sponsors, meant workers were at a greater risk of exploitation because they could revoke sponsorship at will, making them liable to deportation. It is estimated that around 150,000 migrant and female workers are employed under this scheme. The wealth of this country is funded by contract workers from some of the world's poorest countries, including Indonesia, India, Philippines, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. Not only do they have to live in dreadful, horrible housing conditions, but the agreed-upon wages are almost never honored, with the average construction worker receiving just $175 a month. Compared to the per capita income of $2,100 a month, and wages often being withheld for months on end to ensure the worker doesn't quit, the migrant worker quickly realizes that it will be years before he can even pay off the mounting debts to his recruiters. Never mind begin sending money home to his family or back home or whatever. Without money or passports, these foreign workers have no way of returning home to their families and are forced to continue working in dangerous conditions, often without proper safety equipment and extreme desert heat. What does all this have to do with tourism in Dubai? A lot, actually. Instagram and other social media influencers need to stop encouraging and promoting the glamorization of Dubai's vacation trips there and this rich capitalism luxury lifestyle. I've already talked about how the problematic aesthetic, the pro-capitalism bougie aesthetic is, and how, the whole entire aesthetic is funded by, exploiting the working class. When it comes to Instagram and other social media influencers, have you ever looked at an Instagram model's page or other huge models' pages and wondered how she affords to travel the world constantly without seeming to have a job or any actual modeling work lined out? Have you ever wondered how these girls are able to spend their time in private jets and setting themselves on super yachts or going on expensive luxury shopping sprees without ever taking on paid promotions? Have you ever wondered why these girls' bios, there's often an email address for booking inquirers, despite the fact that these people are not actual influencers or models? These girls are not travel influencers or bloggers. They stay in fancy hotels, but they are not being paid to promote them. That drop-dead gorgeous, beautiful woman with 100K plus followers on Instagram or other social medias drinking cocktails and drinking champagne in Dubai, there is a very high possibility that she is a high-end escort. It is also of no great surprise to Dubai has become known as the global sex tourism hub. For decades, Dubai has a reputation for flying out sex workers and women for decades once again. In fact, prostitution has turned Dubai into the go-to destination for sex tourism in the Gulf. So in a nutshell, Dubai Porta Potty is a woman an Instagram model who gets flown out to Dubai by a rich Emirate guy who pays them to do horrible, horrible things, vile things you would only see on a dark web video. These men browse Instagram for the hottest girl you can find and then invite her to Dubai for a 30,000 USD paid holiday that she can post about to all her adoring followers. A few years ago, a website named Tag the Sponsor, which hasn't been updated since 2019, decided to expose Instagram models' lives, and it didn't take long for it to be insinuated that with screenshots of these girls agreeing to do all sorts of lucrative acts for cash. Tag the Sponsor featured images and videos of young women agreeing to do everything from pleasure camels, aka bestiality, to let men Cleveland steamer on them, to abuse 11-year-old boys who need to become men. And now these screenshots are mostly fakes in the sense that the person asking these girls to do these things and go to Dubai is usually a troll. However, the girls are real, and in their minds they are truly agreeing to do these things. In addition to doing whatever humiliating acts the men wants her to do, she will make sure to get a few snaps of herself on his yacht or in his jet and post the pictures on Instagram to flex her lavish lifestyle. These pictures are a marketing ploy. The girls will list their locations as London/Dubai or US/Dubai, include an email address for booking inquirers, and feature countless images of themselves living it up in Dubai. Once you know the signs, it's very easy to spot the girl who's involved, especially when you take a peek at who they're actually following on Instagram and other social media sites, and the people who comment on their photos. It's usually wealthy, rich men from the Middle East. This woman remained anonymous and shared her story with Atlanta Celebrity News, who later deleted the article in question. This is what she had to say. She boasted about having to do bestiality with a German Shepherd dog in front of Saudi royalty, and then was bragging about committing a pedophile act against underage boys. She was quoted in saying, "So all of you ladies that are going to bash me, I'm 24 years old and have $1 million liquid in my bank account. I'm now retired and can have normal sex with whoever I want. Some of these women are committing horrendous crimes for the sake of a trip to Dubai or a luxury vacation, capitalism bougie lifestyle, and if the men were agreeing to do those things, we wouldn't be laughing and joking." In every country, sex workers are at a much higher risk of violence, rape, and murder than people in other professions. I am not exaggerating when I say that these women are putting their lives on the line for for a few $1,000, a pro-capitalism bougie aesthetic lifestyle, and some nice designer handbags. This woman, who's bragging about $1 million in her bank and retiring early, says that anybody bashing and hating on her is just jealous of her lifestyle.
Instagram has also been accused of censorship when it comes to leftist politics.
This former Meta exec witnessed the company censoring Palestinians.
Meta and other platforms are conducting what I believe is a systematic, deliberate, and continuous campaign to silence Palestinian voices.
Users have reported that their pro-Palestine content is shadow banned, meaning its visibility is reduced without direct notification. Other restrictions include account suspensions, prevention of live streaming, and suppression of pro-Palestine hashtags. Describes a pattern of systematic censorship. Mint Press, the news outlet, was targeted by Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, in which Instagram threatened to remove Mint Press, account for including a cartoon by Carlos Latov that depicts Israeli snipers targeting journalists in Gaza, which Mint Press had published in April. Instagram stated that the image violated Instagram's hate speech and symbols policy and did not give Mint Press the option to appeal that claim. Such an appeal would be based on the fact that Israel has a long history of targeting Palestinian journalists, and the case that fact is not hate speech. For instance, in April, when Mint Press published the Latov cartoon, Israeli snipers shot Gaza journalist Yasser Murtaja in the abdomen even though he was in a clearly marked press vest. Murtaja later died from his injuries. Instagram subsequently flagged another image Mint Press had published in January for similar reasons. Instagram has also been accused of censoring MMU indigenous content as well.
Anger over attempts of being silenced. That is the message being echoed by hundreds of Indigenous people today as they woke up to find their Instagram posts honoring missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls were taken down. Now, the posts range from artwork to stories from families with experience sharing their pain, and now many want answers. Countless posts on social media by those in the Indigenous community expressing their outrage over hundreds of Instagram posts that were removed, which they say appear to be intentional.
It's angering, it's heartbreaking, but frustrating.
Many sharing messages like this one here, which reads, "This is continuing in the silence and erasure of Indigenous women speaking to the violence that we survived."
That's our truth. And so we should be able to share our truths without our stories being deleted or removed.
Selena Mills is one of the many who woke up this morning to find her posts honoring the Day of Awareness and Action for missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and gender diverse people were gone.
Concerns about Instagram censoring content related to missing and murdered Indigenous women, MMIW, were prominent in May 2021. When posts and stories were removed from many users' accounts. The company attributed the removals to a widespread technical bug, but activists argue that the incident is part of a larger pattern of algorithmic bias and the suppression of marginalized voices. On May 5, 2021, the National Day of Awareness for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, MMIWG, many Indigenous activists and supporters found that their Instagram stories, posts, and even archived content related to MMIW had disappeared. The company quickly issued an apology via Twitter, stating that a widespread global technical issue had impacted stories and archives for millions of people, and that it was not related to any specific topic. Many users were not convinced by the explanation. They noted that the deletions seemed to disproportionately target MMIW-related content, with some users reporting that unrelated posts remained unaffected. The National Indigenous Women's Resource Center, NIWRC, called the erasure violence and said it was committed to holding corporations accountable for censoring Native voices. Reports of animal cruelty and wildlife exploitation do appear on Instagram.
Seeing these videos going around of shark rescues? Well, every one of these is staged, and the guys removing the hook used it to drag the shark out of the ocean. It's part of an exploding social media trend called land-based shark fishing. Here's how it works. These guys intentionally target large coastal sharks, including endangered species, by chopping up stingrays, dropping them far offshore with drones or kayaks, and using industrial-sized reels and special harnesses to beach the shark. Then they pose as heroes for removing the hook. Essentially, they're taking advantage of loopholes in fishing laws that let them catch prohibited species as long as they release them. But there are regulations on how they're supposed to do this, and they constantly violate them. To make matters worse, many of them now run businesses, some of them under the table, soliciting the opportunity for your very own selfie with a tortured shark. It's time someone stood up for these animals. We're launching a petition telling social media sites to stop platforming shark poachers and state wildlife agencies to stop looking the other way,
despite the platform's stated policies against it. While the company has implemented measures to address the issue, animal welfare organizations and animal vegan activists argue that its enforcement is insufficient. Problematic content and accounts have been identified by animal welfare groups and journalists, including, in 2022, a Spanish newspaper reported that numerous Instagram accounts showed maximum cruelty toward animals, including packs of dogs attacking bleeding wild boars. An investigation by the independent newspaper in 2020 uncovered numerous videos of animals fighting or being tormented. An Instagram spokesperson acknowledged that the company permits some content of animal fighting, though it adds a graphic warning. PETA and other organizations have found accounts that use misleading terms like sanctuary to promote harmful animal attractions, such as paid opportunities for tourists to hold or take selfies with wild animals. Reports from the Social Media Animal Cruelty Coalition, SMACC, confirm that Instagram, along with other platforms, is used to fuel the illegal exotic pet trade. Many of the featured animals, including endangered species, are shown in unnatural and harmful conditions. Instagram has also been accused of promoting influencers that do land-based shark fishing content creators posting videos of themselves fishing for sharks from shore. These activities can violate local wildlife protection laws and inflict suffering on the animals, generating significant controversy and backlash from conservationists and wildlife advocates. The Born Free Foundation has stated that around 47% of animal cruelty content flagged by the SMACC is eventually removed, highlighting that much of it remains online. Research shows that Instagram and other platforms owned by Meta have deliberately used algorithms to create addictive experiences for teens and collect data on underage users.
Not only were they not supposed to be on this social media network in the first place, the owners of the platform were spying on them. Maribel Labor joins us live from the NASDAQ with our Market Watch report. Here we go again with Meta and spying.
Here we go. Good morning, Matt. A newly unsealed court document in a federal lawsuit against social media giant Meta alleges the company knowingly refused to shut down minors' accounts and collected their personal data without their parents' consent. The filing accuses Meta of receiving more than 1 million reports of under 13 age users on Instagram from parents and other online members between 2019 and mid-2023.
Instagram also displayed the following warning screen to individuals who were searching for child abuse material. These results may contain images of child sexual abuse. And then you gave users two choices: get resources or see results anyway. Mr. Zuckerberg, what the hell were you thinking?
All right, Senator. The basic science behind that is that when people are searching for something that is problematic, it's often helpful to, rather than just blocking it, to help direct them towards something that that could be helpful for getting them to get help.
In what, I understand get resources. In what sane universe is there a link for see results anyway?
Well, because we might be wrong.
Doxing everybody's location is scary as hell because, like, no matter if you're a regular citizen or like a politician or a celebrity, anybody can see your location unless you turn it off. And they did this shit without warning. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And there's so many people out there, male and female, that are victims of domestic abuse and sexual assault, whose abusers are trying to find them. And y'all just gave them access to it. It's fucked up, bruh. And this whole internet security thing with like trying to get everybody's IDs to verify them. And it's under the guise of being protective and being protective to children. But you just gave out millions of children's locations to predators. What the fuck are y'all doing? All these people saying that they want to keep children safe on the internet are a bunch of liars, bruh. And even before they doxed millions of children's locations on Instagram, they didn't care about kids before, because the algorithm that they made promotes the shit that they don't want their kids to be seeing. And they're not fixing anything to do that.
These practices, which internal documents show are profitable, have drawn dozens of lawsuits and accusations that the company knowingly harmed young users' mental health. Lawsuits and whistleblower documents cite internal communications that indicate Meta's awareness of its platform's harm to teenagers. An unsealed lawsuit complaint from 2023 alleges that a Meta product designer wrote in an internal email, "You want to bring people to your service young and early," and called the young ones the best ones. Ada knowingly refused to shut down the majority of accounts belonging to children under 13, despite receiving millions of reports of underage users. Lawsuits claim that features like the like button were intentionally designed to generate addictive behavior by exploiting children's need for social validation. Like a slot machine or going gambling at Vegas trying to win it big, the unpredictable nature of receiving likes, comments, and new followers triggers a rush of dopamine in the brain's reward center. This chemical reinforcement motivates continued and compulsive use of the app. Instagram has a documented problem with online predators who use the platform to target and exploit minors. A series of reports, including from the Wall Street Journal, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, and academic researchers, have detailed how Instagram's features and policies have facilitated predatory behavior. Predators use Instagram's direct message, DM, feature to groom and exploit young people. They often start by posing as peers, building trust, and then manipulating or threatening the minor to keep them silent. In 2019, an internal Meta document revealed that Instagram's software had recommended connecting groomers with minors on the app. A New York Times investigation found a seedy world of pedophiles interacting with the accounts of child influencers, many of which are run by their parents. Some predators use accounts to make inappropriate comments or engage in blackmail. In April 2025, a report found that Instagram was being used to promote and distribute AI-generated CSAM. It also directed users to other platforms, like Telegram, where they could acquire more of the illicit content. Numerous lawsuits have accused Instagram and its parent company, Meta, of worker exploitation, primarily involving the abuse of content moderators and the promotion of human trafficking on the platform. Content moderators, often subcontracted, have sued for psychological trauma caused by constant exposure to disturbing material, and the company has been sued for allegedly facilitating trafficking through its advertising tools. Instagram's parent company, Meta, is responsible for significant environmental pollution from its data centers, which house the servers and networking equipment that keep Instagram running. This pollution stems primarily from massive energy and water consumption, reliance on fossil fuels, and the generation of electronic waste, aka e-waste. The immense demand for water contributes to water scarcity, especially in areas already experiencing water stress. Meta has faced scrutiny for locating data centers in dry regions like Mesa, Arizona, and for the high water consumption at its facility in Cloney, Ireland.